Hello, right, I think I've finally got it sorted out. Yeah, welcome to the live stream, RevelatorAlf. So I'm hanging out in the workshop. It's blowing a gale out there, and the rain's coming down. I was going to go out and do some filming today, actually, funnily enough, but I had some internet issues at home. I needed to sort it out. I think I've got those sorted out. I got a new provider going on. So I thought I'd check out the link into the man cave as well. But also thought I'd do a couple of videos as well, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll just show you all how I do the videos and how I come up with the process and basically all that kind of stuff, and discuss a few things about YouTube, whatever. So I think I've just hit like 200 subscribers, which is really cool. Thanks very much everyone who's subscribing. It's really weird because last week I went over 200, then all of a sudden I lost sort of 15 just like that. So I don't know if they're like duff accounts or YouTube, because I know YouTube have been going in and looking at the subscribers and deleting sort of accounts that look a bit dodgy and whatever. So that could be it. Anyway, but look, I'm having problems with the internet today. It could be the storm, I don't know. So there are lots of issues. But anyway, bear with me. Hopefully this will work out, and you'll be able to sort of follow along a little bit. I won't be doing it on the chat because I'm just going to get on with the videos anyway. Right, so usually one of the things that I normally do is that I work off the laptop quite a lot, but obviously because I'm using that for the live stream, it's not really working that well. So I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way with pen and paper, man. I just set up the tripod here, and I got this tripod for Christmas. It's this K&F concept print. I did a video actually on it, and looks alright. I mean, it's alright actually. It's a great little video, great little tripod. I haven't really used it out in the field yet. Just been using it mostly in here, I've got to say. Let's put that there like that. There we go. Right. Tighten that up. Now, what I like about it, you can just put it in all sorts of different directions as well. That's really cool. But then you can just set your camera up. It's actually, and it's all really good. It's all level. Right. So what I normally do, just let you guys know. Just pop that there for a minute. Actually, I always tend to shoot with minimum of 2 or 3 cameras at a time, and the reason why is I get different angles if I choose to use them. And a lot of the time I don't choose to use them. I got to be fair. I just go with a one camera angle. Now my main camera, I tend to use for doing vlog type stuff, or just tutorial type cameras, videos. I tend to use the GoPro or the Drift. The reason being is that I can get a wide angle on the video itself, and then I can just crop it down in editing as well. So let's say if I'm doing a piece to camera like this, for example, I've got this whole blank wall where I can actually put up graphics later in editing. So I'm going to put all the graphics up here, and so it's like a bit of a blank wall which I use. And then all of this I just cut out of frame, so it's basically just me and then the camera. Now you don't see any of this either. If I'm using that camera, then it'll get it coming to there. Now this one, I'm using it for a different effect, because on this side it'll be quite dark compared to the window light. Now this one I would tend to just use as a normal sort of handheld roaming camera. So that. Now, a lot of the time I do go mic'd up. Actually with the lapel mic, which I strongly use all the time. However, what I tend to do now with the GoPro, I tend to use this omnidirectional mic, and yeah, I do get a bit of echo in sometimes. There we go. I do get a bit of echo sometimes, but it just actually adds to what I really want to go for. So you might think that this GoPro is really far away, but actually it's not really. Once I said, as I've cropped everything out, it looks okay. I'll bring my big mug of coffee here. Yeah, this is a huge mug. I did one of these online courses, video courses, before Christmas. When was it? About October, November time? And they sent me this big mug for doing their course. I'll tell you what, should I promote it? I don't know if I should promote it or not. Anyway, it's from this lady, young lady on YouTube. She does a lot of YouTube coaching and everything. Her name's Sunny Lenarduzzi, as the Americans, or no, she's not even American. She's Canadian. Anyway, but you know, she's really, really good. It's good information, and there's a lot of others that I look at, like Think Media, Video Influencers, Roberto Blake, oh crikey, where else? Daryl Eves, Nick Nimmin, and his brother D Nimmin. They're really good. Who else? Anyway, so all these kind of guys, these video channels that are there designed to help you sort of improve your video and, you know, your content and all that kind of stuff. It's really good. And this course that I did with Sunny Lenarduzzi, she as with most of them, they try and sell you, courses, online courses and stuff. And it's up to you whether you want to invest in trying to learn how to do things the YouTube way. But I've got to say, the other thing you really want to look at is, if you really want to take YouTube seriously, is actually look at YouTube itself. They've got their own YouTube Insider creators, Creator Insider channels, and they provide loads of YouTube Academy as well. So they do loads of videos, like how-to videos, how to do this, how to do that, specifically for YouTube. So it's kind of coming out of the horse's mouth, really. How you should do it. But sometimes there's lots of gaps, and you're not really sure what you should do in certain things. So that's why these guys who are doing all these videos and help videos, they're really good. Anyway, so that's Sunny Lenarduzzi. So she does a big shout out for her, I suppose. Yeah, look, it was really good. I mean, I did the course in a few days, so sort of stormed it in a couple of days. It's really, and pretty much what is on there, I've adopted in terms of planning and filming and all the background stuff with tags and scripting and all that kind of stuff. So I did that. But really, all of these courses, what you got to understand, what you got to understand is two things. First of all, it comes down to the content. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about the quality of content. I'm talking about the actual content itself. What is the content? So first of all, everybody talks about this SEO optimizing and all that kind of stuff. And basically, it comes down to this. It comes down to whatever your title is, and in your description and your tags, you always kind of want to marry those up as well. But are people actually searching the videos that you're making? And if they're not, then the chances are you're never going to get many hits on it. And you can tell as many people as you like. And everybody says share on social media, and I don't particularly like social media that much. I think you waste too much time on social media as it is. Not enough time creating. Even this, what I'm doing now, if I had a bloody good internet signal, is better than doing social media in my opinion, because you're getting it direct from me, what I'm actually doing, and what I'm and you're not kind of bombarding yourself with nonsense out there. You're still being creative. You're still part of the creative process, and you're sharing how being creative. Now, lots of people say about social media you should be using it, and kicking the hell out of it. I personally don't agree. I'm on YouTube, so I want to stay on YouTube, and that's where I'm going to be. If people want to find me, they find me on here. Anyway, goes back to, are the videos searchable? You know, and it doesn't matter what search keywords you put in that everybody says. If people aren't searching for it, they're not searching for it. So one thing a couple of these, you know, video influencers groups would say is, yeah, keep your search criteria quite small and specific. The problem with that, if nobody's searching for it in the first place, it doesn't matter how great your keywords are. If nobody's searching for it, nobody's searching for it. It's as simple as that. So your growth, as I've found, has been very, very slow compared to, well, I don't know, I'm not sure what I'm comparing it to. So that's one thing. You know, the people have got to be searching, and I've already seen with a couple of videos that I've made that are still gaining traction. So if there is a key interest, then people will want to search for it, or if the topic area is searchable. So let's say I make other videos for a football channel, West Ham United as my football team, or from America it's a soccer team, but you know, anyway, so West Ham United. Now I make lots of videos for another channel, but we know that although it's a small channel, we know there is a core audience. We know there's a core audience that will go to those videos. So I can make a video there and I can get 400, 1,000 views within a couple of days, let's say. Whereas the videos that I make on my own channel, I'll only get a handful of views, let's say, sometimes, not even that. Sometimes I get a couple of thousand, other times I just get to, 10, 15 views or whatever. My very early videos hardly got any at all. So, and I am doing the SEO, optimizing, whatever, but it comes down to the fact that the content that I'm making is not necessarily being searched for. So that's one thing you've got to look at. So then you've got to, so if the content that you're making, that you want to make, is not being searched for, then the chances are it's not going to be found. So it's either going to be a very slow process, or you're going to have to mix up. You're going to have to force yourself to make these kind of how-to videos or whatever like that. It is a minefield, this whole YouTube, I've got to say, but in general, it works. It works really well. The platform works really well. As I say, I'm really happy with the platform. I'm happy with the way I'm doing it. It's just, it's not taken off as much, but I like making the videos, and I think I much prefer making the videos and talking with you guys on the community, in the comments or whatever, rather or I don't know. Can you do private messaging on? Anyway. I'm sort of rambling on a little bit, but you know what I mean. I'd rather do it all on YouTube as opposed to going off to social media and stuff, doing it there, which I don't unless you're really popular. I don't really do. I'm sharing, but nobody's really, listening, and then you just get your whole timeline, whatever, just full of videos that you're trying to promote. So what I tend to do now is that everything I do is auto shared as soon as it comes out of YouTube. It goes. I also make a blog post out of it, and it goes onto the website. That auto shares to all the social media. That's it. I don't really interact with it anymore. Right. Anyway, so if you really, you can find out all this information about by being YouTube, but it's kind of hit and miss, and it's always changing. So even these courses that you do, sometimes they need to be updated as well. So you've got to be careful. And you kind of want to look for the most trends, and they're all jockeying for position. They're all trying to tell you this is what you should do, but it comes down to this: if what you're doing right now is not being searched for, or the topic is not popular, then there's no point. There's no point in doing it. So if nobody, it comes down to the same thing. If nobody's searching for it, it won't work. Anyway, enough of that. I have no idea. I'm kind of talking to myself, and this is the first sign of going crazy, I think. When you're talking to somebody, you have no idea if people listen. Right, okay. So this, I know I can see from the live stream itself, it's a very poor signal. I don't know why. I have no idea what's going on there today. that bit is flashing on the extender. I don't know. Anyway, right, it was working great yesterday. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to sort of first of all plan out a sort of title. Oops. Good, is it? Like finally, a pen that works. I like it. Right. Okay. So look at the title. Tags. So So, you want to find out, you want to go off on a big motorcycle adventure, you want to go riding off into the desert over the sand dunes? Well, one of the first things you might want to consider is avoiding fesh fesh. What is it? Catch you inside. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf, the channel about riding motorcycles, bikes and interests. So in this video I'm talking about what is fesh fesh. You're thinking, what the hell is fesh fesh? Well, let me tell you, if you've ever watched Dakar racing or enduro racing or adventure riding, over the desert, over the dunes, occasionally you might have seen riders and drivers actually go through a big plume of smoke, it seems, and dust, and it's all kicked up in the air. And basically, what this is, it's called fesh fesh, and what it is, it's a very fine sand that's almost like a powder. It's almost like a plain flour or talcum powder. It's that fine, and you can just sink in it. You can actually, the whole vehicle can sink into it if it's deep enough. It's very problematic. You need to kind of attack it with pace, but if you get stuck in it, that's it. You almost have to dig your way out of it. There's no way of getting out of it. It is a real big problem. So this is called fesh fesh. Now, different environmental conditions will affect how powdery it is, how problematic it is. You know, if it's very kind of cold overnight, and you get a crust layer over the top, and the whole, any kind of micro moisture within it can sort of cool up a little bit, make it a little bit stiffer, and it can lead riders and drivers into kind of a bit of a false sense of security. So you can go over it, and then the first sort of 10 meters, 15 meters or so, it's, I wouldn't say fine, but it's relatively solid in the sand terms, of course. But then if, let's say, you're going along, you might hit a warmer spot within it, then all of a sudden it will just crumble beneath you, and you're right in it. Now, when I say crumbling, we're not talking about you're right over a hard crust here. What I'm saying is that relative density or resistance is less when it's colder, but as soon as it warms up, that's it. It's just a powdery mess. So you probably would have lots of times, if you watch the Dakar on the TV or follow any other, like eco race, Africa eco race, or any of these sort of races around the world, whether it's racing that goes on in India and up there, China, I think, suffers from fesh fesh as well. Obviously, all in South America, in Africa, and places like that. It's this horrible, nightmarish surface that the riders and drivers have to get through, and it takes a lot of skill to be able to get through it. So there you go. That is fesh fesh. You always wanted to know it. Well, that's it there. Right. Well, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you found it useful at all. Answered what is fesh fesh. There you go. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the channel. Please subscribe, hit the notifications bell down there for all the latest videos, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. So RevelatorAlf, this is the channel that gives you lots of information about all sorts of different things, motorcycle related and not. So please keep us subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and leave loads of comments. That would be really great. Right. Right, okay, so basically just did a quick plan here. Here, you can see here. I know what my title's going to be. I know how I'm going to structure the title in terms of relating it to Dakar racing, sand, that kind of riding the sand, that kind of thing. I'm also going to put all that sort of extra information within the tags, and I'm also going to put that extra information within the description as well. I'm going to use this, I'm going to frame this out on the laptop, I'm going to use this area to put up lots of pictures of what I'm basically talking about within here. So I'm going to use a mixture of motorcycles, cars, trucks, whatever, getting stuck or riding or driving through this this sort of powdery stuff, which is a real problem anyway. So that's that. And then basically what I've done the video, but I've also added a little bit of extra recording on the end. I'm going to edit that, sort of jump cut it, if you like, into the earlier part of the video, so I can put some extra information there as well about subscribing and leaving comments and all that sort of stuff. And then I could also do at the end as well. Anyway, so that's one. And all of this sort of stuff on the table, you can see, because I'm going to frame it out about here and there, you know, so you won't really see anything. Hopefully, it will just be about this bit here. Title tags, description. Now, when I'm doing a video, it depends. Some people will say you've got to script it, script the hell out of it. Other points will say bullet points. Now, what I tend to do, a few videos I scripted, and whilst the content was there, I found that I was struggling to remember the script, so I was having to do it in little piecemeal, very small piecemeal, and it kept on. I had to make lots of edits to do it. And I just didn't, it was kind of robotic the way I was doing it. I think my natural style just doesn't suit scripting. I prefer much to, not freestyle, it's probably the wrong word, but just have basic bullet points. So this is what I do now. I just have basic bullet points, what I want to talk about. So here I'll just say intro, here then I'll say sub, and at the end I'll say sub as well. Here I'll talk about intro again, second intro, then I'll talk about the actual body of the video, and maybe a question, then the body again, and then the sub as well. So this is like going to be another how-to video. So that's like a what is a video, kind of how-tos, aren't they? And this will be what is. I think when you're coming up with titles as well, I know they're going for SEO optimization and all that kind of stuff, but I think you've got to look at how are people searching for things. You know, what is the vocabulary that people are using? What is the vernacular that people are using? You know, do you go into your videos or your search, you know, Google search or YouTube search, and do you put everything with punctuations, marks, and, you know, capitalization and question mark, you know, whatever, all that sort of stuff? No, people just tend to type, don't they? They just tend to type all lowercase, what is this? How do you do that? Or they just search for the keyword searches. You know, let's say you've got a problem with your Ford Mustang, whatever. You know, whatever car, I just made that up. But you know what I mean. So they'll just say Ford Mustang brakes. Okay, so do Ford Mustang brakes. There you go. That's what people are searching for. So your title's got to kind of include that and look at that sort of aspect. So if I do this. If I do what is best, what is best? Okay, I'm going to make a bit of a funny one here. Okay, so this is where I've just had an idea. This is where I can actually try and engage with as many people as possible, and see which is it. So, what is best Harley Davidson? So, Rev, title, tags, Harley, da 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 da. That's lots of tags, description. There we go. So I go intro, go sub, go intro. Okay, so body on the bullet points, what I'm going to talk about. Me want to Harley types future group type riding custom builds practicality. Okay. Right, so that's it. Let me just pop that over there. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. So in this video I'm talking about what is the best Harley Davidson. You want to know more? Catch you inside. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf, the channel about motorcycle riding, biking interests, and motorcycles of all types and descriptions. So in this video I'm talking about, or I'm asking, what is the best Harley Davidson on the market, and which is the best one really for 2019? Well, let's find out. So I edit that bit out. Well, let's have a discussion. So this is so here on RevelatorAlf, we talk about talk about bikes and biking interests and doing other stuff, whether on or off a bike. So if you like the videos, please give them a thumbs up. Leave loads of comments below. Subscribe, hit that notifications bell down there or down there, I don't know, whichever one. And well, let's get right into it then, shall we? You see what I'm doing, sort of piecemealing it as I go along. So I've done the intro, I've done the sub, I've done the intro again. Now I'm going to go on me. Okay, so I've been thinking about getting a Harley Davidson for a few years now. So I'm currently riding a Triumph Explorer XCA, sort of 1215cc. It's a 2017 model. I've got that for about another year or so, something like that. But I'm already thinking ahead and thinking, what can I potentially get? So I might change it earlier, or I might wait a full 3 years when my deal runs out. Now, the thing is, I had the Triumph because I really love adventure riding and love going off-road and everything. But what I found with the kind of level which I'm riding at, I'm sort of going into areas that really are too heavy, or the bike is too heavy. It's too cumbersome to get onto to get through. And what I'm finding that actually I'm not really making the really long distances where I thought I would be riding at one point. A lot of it is sort of local within days ride. So actually something like a Harley would be fantastic for me in that respect. I love that kind of cruiser look. I've built bikes, sort of choppers in the past. I love bikes that, it makes people turn their heads as well. So I love all that kind of thing. And I do like that sort of customization feel, where you can sort of customize bikes as well. So I do love that. I've never really been a Harley fan, but there are certain models which I do particularly like. So that's my thinking. The thinking is, well, actually I can use another bike to go and do my off-roading, which would be a lot lighter, and then get, this great Harley, which I think would be great for me to go get out there. So, comes back to the original question. What is the best Harley to get? What do you think is the best Harley? Leave your comments below. I know this is a purely subjective thing. This is really down to your personal preferences. But what kind of Harley is the best Harley for you? Let's say for a younger person, a middle-aged person, or an older person. Is there a difference between a man or a woman? You know, does that make a difference? I personally don't. I think it just comes to, you know, you either like what you like. It's simple as that. You know, are you going for the big, you know, huge Taurus, you know, the CVOs, or are you going for something a little bit less, little less grandiose, let's say? Now, personally, my preference has been the Street Bob. I've loved that bike for a long, long time. I've test ridden it a few times. I think it's a fantastic bike. I love the way it rides. You know, yes, Harley Davidson gear changing is funky. Braking is not the best. But in terms of actual riding, that's a really nice flowing bike. It's got lots of balance, which I really like. So I kind of like it. I kind of like that bike. I've ridden a few others. I've ridden the Fat Bob. Didn't like that. Don't particularly like the look of it either. What else did I write? The S? No, what was it called? Not the Custom S. Not the V-Rod. V-Rod I don't like at all. Anyway, so there's a few others. I like a bike that is, I love the way that Harley kind of tuned into my sort of preferences as well the last few years, and going for this black, you know. I don't know if it was an influence by Exile Cycles in the US. They're always producing black custom bikes, but I just like black as a colour. It's my favourite colour. I love black on bikes, and you know, more black and less chrome the better for me. Just, I'm not really into chrome. So if you've got all those Harleys that are full of chrome, those are the ones that I don't particularly like. Whilst they might be great bikes, or they might be great riding bikes or whatever, not for me. So last year, check out my other video. I'll put the video description of there. But I went out on a American police Harley bike experience center. I rode it all for half a day. Took a long video of it and helped the company put out, you know, a promotional video for them as well. But I love that Harley. I think it was great. It was a great bike. It was so comfortable. It was like sitting in an armchair. You know, police Harley. How old was it? I think it was 10 years old or something. Anyway, it was a great bike. Very good. This guy had imported them from the US. American Motorcycle Experience, I think they're called. Anyway, so go check them out because they're really cool. If you're in the UK, that is. But anyway, so I love that. I love that Harley. And that got me thinking about Harleys again. And I think, well, I thought, well, when I change up, I probably will go for a Harley. So that got me thinking again. And when I do change it up, I probably will go for a Harley. But I'm still debating which one to go for. I know there are other models, but I do like this transition that a lot of the models are going for this all black. I like the instrumentation. I like the instrumentation that is morphing as well. It's developing. So I do like some of the Harley models are great. They look great. Now it comes down to practicality. Okay, is it really going to be practical for me to be riding a Harley Davidson, or you, or anybody? Well, right now, you know, sometimes I ride with side boxes, sometimes I don't, sometimes I always ride with a top box. You know, I tend not to put anything on like a rucksack on my shoulders. I'm always carrying things to and fro from work. So I kind of think, well, I carry my cameras and everything like that. But then I'm thinking, well, actually, do I need to travel so heavy? Can I travel a lot lighter? Can I put something in a rucksack on my back and just, you know, go away? Or should I have little, you know, saddlebags, you know, that kind of thing? Then I look at security of the stuff that's in the bags. You know, I might go away somewhere, you know, and it's really great to be able to lock up everything, put it in the side boxes, you know, or the top box, and just walk off and come back. You know, there's lots of pros to the bike that I've got now for just general riding, but it doesn't have that wow factor, that's for sure. So I think that's something I'm going to have to really debate on, whether, you know, have something. I don't want to go for a bagger. I really don't want to go for a bagger. They're not really my thing. But from a practicality point of view, that's fantastic because you can put loads of stuff in there. So I'm not really sure. I'm not sure about that sort of aspect to it at all. But certainly, I think, you know, I'm going to revisit the Harley. See what you think. I mean, you know, I've always loved the Sportster. I've always, you know, the different variations, different incarnations of the Sportster. I've always loved that as a bike. If I was a smaller guy, I'd probably definitely go for it. The Street Bob, as I say, I really like. The Fat Bob I kind of liked in places, but then recently I haven't really been turned on by it. Oh, the Lowrider S, that was it. Yeah, that was pretty good as well. But some of the colours on those I'm not too keen on. And then all the others, I'm not 100% sure whether I like them or not. As I say, I'm very small. You know, that my appreciation of Harley is quite limited, I've got to say. I think they've got a great lifestyle brand. I think people who are into the Harley, they have a great social group as well. I'm not necessarily looking for that myself, but you know, it's there to be held, more so than any other brand. I certainly won't be riding around with Harley Davidson clothing or anything like that, because that's just not my style. But in terms of the actual bike, the riding position, the wake, and especially from the spring to the autumn, you know, some warm air, you know, riding in some warm air, that would be really cool, I think. So, you know, what is the best Harley Davidson? What is it? For me, I think it'd still be the Street Bob. I'm just going to look at the others. But, do you know what? I'm also looking at other manufacturers as well now, if I'm going to go into this sort of sporty cruiser type, not sporty, but sports cruisery, which I class the Street Bob as opposed to real proper cruiser, you know, big tourer. So I think I've been looking at Indian, I've got to say, and some of those bikes I really like. I think they're, you know, some of them they've taken a lot of influence off the Victory bikes, which sort of closed down, which Polaris closed down as well. So I kind of like those. I'm looking at some of the Japanese cruisers, but yeah, no, I'm not too keen on those. I've got to say, some are all right, but some not so sure. But I think, you know, Harley, I think that's where I'll be looking at going. Anyway, let me know what you think. What do you think is, you know, the best Harley? What is it? What makes the best Harley? You know, is it a stock bike, a standard bike, are the way to go? We all know that you buy a Harley, then you end up customizing it to make it your own pretty quick. So that's where I think I probably will. That's why I like Harley so much right now, because they're starting to make bikes, stock bikes, that actually, you know, black pipes, black exhaust, black every, black engine casings, black bars, all that kind of stuff, which is kind of my style, which I kind of like. A mixture of sort of that shiny black, vivid black, and matte black, you know, tones as well. So I don't think they need a lot of customizing really. So that's good for the pocket as well. Yeah, I know Harley are in a bit of trouble right now, but you know, that brand's going to live on for a long, long time. Those bikes are going to live on for a long, long time as well. And the kind of mileage which I'm doing, you know, I think on a general basis, you know, it would work well for me, because I could use the other bike for off-road sort of fun adventures as well. I don't know. But as I say, you know, it is a subjective thing. It really depends. You know, do I really want to have a bike that is going to be practical? You know, is it going to be practical enough for me? You know, I don't really want to be washing it every day and all that sort of stuff. So I think, you know, I have to look at what kind of protection I could put on it, so I don't have to worry about that so much. But you know, is it going to be practical in terms of all the stuff that I can carry on it? You know, riding pleasure, you know, is that going to be good enough for me? So all these things I'm going to be looking at. But, so, you know, I'll open up to you. As I said, you know, leave lots of comments below. Let me know what you think is the best Harley. And, okay, I know lots of people who are going to watch this are going to say, Harley's a crap, they're rubbish. Okay, so if you're going to write those comments, I know what you mean, but you know, if you like, let's put it that way, let me know what you think is the best one. Or if you like me, you don't really like most Harleys, you just only like specific ones. Tell me what you think. Which ones you particularly like and why. That's the most important thing. You know, what is it? What is it? Is it about the ride, the actual physical ride? Is it about the way it looks? I mean, for a Harley, for me, yeah, it is part of the way it looks, of course, but it's mostly about the ride. Bikes for me have always been about the ride. And out of all the Harleys that I've ridden, that Street Bob is the best riding one. It is most like another type of bike that I would tend to go for. So that's why, you know, for me, it's both the look, the aesthetics, but it's mostly about the ride as well. So what is it for you guys? You know, is it about the ride? Is it about the way they look? Is it about the whole? Is it not really about the bike at all? You know, is it about the Harley brand? Is it about the community? You know, the clubs or the Harley owners group or whatever it is. You know, all that groups or whatever. You know, is it all about that? Is it about the scene? Yeah, is it about the Harley scene? I don't know. I mean, for me, that wouldn't be a factor. So because I'm not really into that kind of thing, I just love my bikes. So I don't know. Anyway. Anyway, so I think I'll be making a decision pretty soon. I'm going to sort of wait the next couple of months and go visit a couple of local dealers and see what I think. I might even make a few videos as well, taking them out on test rides and see if I can speak with the dealership and let them know exactly what I want to do, and obviously give them a bit of advertising as well, so that might work as well for them. So, but if I can get a bit of a riding experience out of it and share it with you guys, that'd be really cool, I think. But I don't know, as I say, let me know what you think. Let me know which is your favourite Harley, or you wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot barge pole. I don't know. As I say, maybe it's an age thing. A lot of people say it is for older people. I don't necessarily agree. I think what a lot of people are put off by is that it doesn't resonate with younger people, and also they are quite expensive for what they are relative to other bikes that other people might buy. But then again, lots of new bikes are really expensive these days. You're looking at about £12,000 for a brand new Street Bob-ish, something like that. You know, for a brand new sports bike, you're looking about the same sort of price, really, maybe even more. You know, so they're comparable now in price. But anyway, let's see what happens. Right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you all enjoyed in this discussion. It's not really about me telling you which is the best Harley Davidson or best Harley bike for 2019. This is about you and me. You and me. Saying which is the best Harley Davidson to ride. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Please leave loads of comments. Please subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up if you really like. And I'll catch you on the next video. Whenever that is. I might even be riding a Harley. See you then. Okay, so that's that. I've done that. I basically just did the one camera angle there. Basically, all I wanted to do is just have me in shot, and I'm just going to put lots of Harley sort of photos up here, not on the wall, but on the video editor as well. Right. So I've basically batched. This is a big thing for me because it's all about time for me. How much time I've got to spare, how much time I can then use in making the videos and also the editing and everything afterwards. So if I plan the videos, plan the topics, but even if I'm not, then I can come up with just a couple of good ideas. So the questions, I kind of, when I'm making these how-to videos, or if I make what is the best, or what is this, try and explain something, it's the kind of questions that I sometimes ask myself. What is that? So that's what I kind of look at. yeah, so I look at those, and that's the kind of those sort of videos which I will make, kind of answer my own questions, if you know what I mean. They're not necessarily what other people are asking, but I kind of think, well, actually, they probably are, because then then I search them. Now, these two topics I'd already searched for, in all fairness, so I knew what I was kind of going to do a video about, but then I kind of look at the competition and I say, okay, is there a lot of search volume? The search volume, I think, is what you need to go for, because you need to have people searching for this. Because if they're not, then it doesn't matter how niche it is, people aren't searching for it, you aren't going to get any videos. Now, if there's a lot of search volume, there's going to be lots of people making loads of videos about it. It really depends, you know, if they, then, you know, so it's a bit of a difficult one. But I think you just got to make videos that people are searching for in the first place. Right, anyway, let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. It's all gone bloody cold, right? Shut down the studio. Turn that off. Right. The shop is closing. Right, so no idea if that that worked, but anyway, so that's the kind of process which I make a few videos, come out here, knock out 2 or 3 at a time, batch them together,